ايه اتفضل.
Good morning, Mr. Mohannad. Yes, Mr.
ممكن تقول لي ايميلك بقى فيك؟
Yes, sorry, we are live.
Yes, I'm with you.
Yes. Can you kindly share your presentation?
One second, please.
So, dear attendees, welcome again in the second day of Arab MTech and Startups Conference. Our session will be presented by Mr. Mohannad Alkalash, and he will present AI and machine learning in cybersecurity. If you have any question, you can direct your question to Q&A, or you can complete your question in the feedback form and send it to us. Also, you can raise your hand and we can put you direct to the speaker to answer your question. Yes, over to you, Mr. Mohannad.
Yeah, one second. I'm just trying to pull out my presentation. Hello?
Yes, Mr. Mohannad, you are live and we can see your presentation.
Yes, do you see my screen?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so shall we start?
Yes, you are live, Mr. Mohannad.
Okay. Thank you very much, Ms. Linda, and I'm really glad to be part of the Emerging Technology and the Startup Conference for this year, and looking forward to see and meet all of you, inshallah, next year with all among professionals that we are meeting today, and hopefully that we will present something. It will be kind of one-on-one about artificial intelligence and cybersecurity. Briefly, this is Mohannad Alkalash. I'm the founder of CyberX, and we are so excited to be part of this event and participating in the first Emerging Technology and Startup Conference for this year. And we're going to talk briefly about artificial intelligence in cybersecurity. So definitely everyone is hearing this word about artificial intelligence and what it's doing and how artificial intelligence is adding new capabilities to the technology. And briefly that I want to talk about artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence is based on computer science, and it was being introduced in 1956 initially. And it's becoming popular since the explosion of the data that's happening in the last 10 years or maybe 15 years. So it's becoming more impactful when we are using the artificial intelligence. And there is three main topics that we are talking about is the artificial intelligence, machine learning, and deep learning. As you can see that the artificial intelligence is the big umbrella or the broad umbrella. And machine learning is a subset from AI, and deep learning is a subset of machine learning. So if you want to talk or briefly want to define artificial intelligence and how it's being calculated and how it started, there is two folds of machine learning, artificial intelligence. It's the symbolic based and the data based. The symbolic learning that it's being used in mimicking the human behavior like robotics, computer vision, and all any behavior that it can meet the human behavior. Data-based is usually used in machine learning. So as we can see that the artificial intelligence is a collective term of the capabilities shown by learning systems that are perceived by humans. So it's trying to mimic the intelligence of a human or maybe exceeding the human intelligence by its all forms. Machine learning is the science of getting computers to act without being explicitly programmed. So in the machine learning that you need to have to feed the system with data. So you will have a statistical learning and the neural network, which is part of the deep learning. In the deep learning, that there is an algorithm inspired by structure and function of the brain, creating an artificial neural network. So this is basically, in very basic definitions, the artificial intelligence, machine learning, and deep learning. Any questions so far? Sorry. Do you still see my screen? Okay, thank you. So I want to, okay, I'll open my camera to make sure that I'm there. I want to share with you some interesting facts and some statistics about the usage of artificial intelligence recently in terms of businesses and cybersecurity and customer experience. As you can see here that the number of businesses adopting AI grew by 270% in 4 years. This is based on Gartner. Artificial intelligence growth, the global artificial intelligence market is expected to reach $267 billion by 2027, which is 7 years from now. So from the total addressable market, if we're going to talk business, this is a huge, that if you want, or your company want to invest, I think this is a huge area to improve your business in artificial intelligence. More than 9 in 10 leading businesses have ongoing investment in artificial intelligence, which makes sense. This is the trend. This is a huge area, and there is big gap on the investment in this area that artificial intelligence and machine learning it will be becoming more aggressive in the coming years. More than half of businesses have reported a boost in productivity after having implemented AI. There is a lot of functions being automated through using artificial intelligence and machine learning. 62% of consumers are willing to submit data to AI to have better experiences with businesses. So, as everybody knows that data is the king now. Data is everything. So willingly, I'm willing to submit my data to have a better experience with my applications, with any experience that or any journey that I want to go through, because it will automate and orchestrate my experience within this application or this journey. 15% of all customer service interactions globally is expected to be fully powered by AI by 2021. So you're gonna talk to a customer service. There is a huge probability that it's not a human, it's a machine or robot that it's interacting with you. Very interesting, huh? For artificial intelligence uses in cybersecurity, it's a set of capabilities that allows organizations, this is the main thing, is to detect, predict, and respond to cyber threats in real time using machine and deep learning. When we have this iteration or iterative cycle, the detection and prediction and respond, it's very crucial nowadays that if your organization has no capability to detect the threat, then every time that you're going to have an attack, it will harm your organization massively. And the impact, it will be so harsh in your organization. So based on that you always make sure you have this continuity of cybersecurity iterative cycle, that you have the detection, prediction, and response, that you have all capabilities in each area. So, as well as that you are using it to secure yourself, that AI can be used in cybercrime because you are using the same algorithms and symbolic learning and machine learning. So both defense and offense can benefit the use of AI to produce cyber intelligence. So it can be used to the good faith, or it will be used to do a negative impact on organization or hacking activities or any issues in cyberspace. So based on that you need to make sure that you are adopting the AI-based components more than you need to start adopting the AI-based solutions. And it's not a substitute of traditional methods of handling cybersecurity. So the signature-based, it will remain there, it's important, but AI-based, which it will cover the behavioral activities of any funny or abnormal activities that's happening from your protocols and your environment. So AI can be used for cybersecurity and can be used for cybercrime. So who's using this technology can be for a good side or negative side. Again, this is the three phases that we have mentioned earlier, that AI is becoming mandatory in cybersecurity. In the detection phase, that we are talking and utilizing the machine learning or deep learning based detection to continuously evolve detection parameters by using behavioral analysis to identify anomalies. Now, by using the machine learning that as much that you are feeding the system, as much that you will be able and you will enable the system to be able to classify and can be able to predict. The system, when they understand the pattern that is happening, linking the dots, you will have a better capabilities of detecting such anomalies. In the prediction phase, that When AI scans through a huge amount of data from various types of sources, can predict what's going to happen and can take preemptive actions to avoid the attack. In the prediction phase, that you are trying to move from the reactive mode into proactive mode as much as possible. That it's not always you're gonna succeed on this, but as much that you are avoiding attacks, as much you are landing safely your organization from an attack. In the response, it's very important that how your organization will react among the attack. Like if you are having a 0-day attack, that most of the organization are failed to respond because there is no response mechanism. So the time to repair, it takes like a long time to repair or to get recover from the issue that's happening in your organization. So when you have the detection, prediction, and response pillars, that it's becoming mandatory in cybersecurity to have this iterative, as we mentioned. Artificial intelligence and deep discovery inspection. So everyone is looking to have a visibility on their infrastructure, and they want to have a full control on the infrastructure, and the packets are roaming around in the organization or infrastructure of the customer. You name it, in any vertical, military, food and beverage, restaurant even. If you want, you can go to a retailer that they want to have a full control on their infrastructure to avoid any unnecessary events. So by using AI and finding attacking patterns, this is the main thing. This is the usage of the deep discovery inspection, that it will identify the real protocol behavior. When you're having this capability in your infrastructure, that means you are in full control. So the usage of artificial intelligence and deep discovery inspection is becoming a great impact positively in your infrastructure, which will take us to this slide, which is the application of machine learning in cybersecurity. I believe you are familiar in intrusion detection, phishing, these terminologies and these technologies. We have been using it since, I think, 15 or 16 years for now, maybe more. Intrusion detection system and prevention system, when it's becoming with machine learning or integrated, or machine learning is injected in these systems, it's giving you a more advantage on understanding and taking you from the detection phase to the prediction phase, that you can avoid attacks from the original source, which it can detect the pattern recognition, the statistical learning, that it can understand how this crawling attacking is happening, that it can understand it, it can deal with it, and taking action based upon this. Inappropriate web and mail content, that it will help a lot on this. On phishing. Phishing is becoming so sophisticated nowadays. There is a very smart, sophisticated ways of getting the victim to be phished. And these attacks is becoming kind of 90% of attacks are coming from phishing. When you are integrating AI and machine learning and sometimes deep learning on phishing, that using a lot of algorithms, that means that you are getting more solid line of defense in terms of closing almost 90% gap in your organization. Which, as you know, that phishing is targeting people more than technology. So you are trying to fill the gap with machine learning and AI. Definitely the URLs, the same thing. It might be phishing, it might be a loophole, or maybe sometimes the ransomware is through the URLs, that you are just clicking the URL and your machine will be fully encrypted. Machine learning will help that to detect there is a problem with this URL. You don't need to open it, and maybe it will give you an alarm or something. which will take you in the predictability phase that you will avoid and you will take a preemptive action by not opening the URL. I'm not sure if I'm going too fast. I'm just waiting. Is there any question? Okay, good. Dr. Samar.
Sorry, we can maybe take questions in the last few minutes in your session.
Okay, that's great. How many minutes do I have?
10 minutes.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, that's good. Thank you. Okay. In any organization, and everyone is looking to have a digital transformation nowadays and cybersecurity to implement a big plans in cybersecurity on organization level, sometimes on country level, regional level. You need always to start to select the right use case to accelerate and maximize the benefits of using AI in cybersecurity. If you're having operation technology, if you have an IT, if you have an Internet of Things, devices, it depends on your vertical, it depends on your business, that always start by selecting the right use case. By that, you will make sure that you are putting the right efforts, you are putting the right budgets, you are putting the right time to this use case, and you make sure you link this use case directly to the business. Okay? Because always business are seeing that cybersecurity is just wasting money. By securing the business, that makes sure that the business is becoming always available. The availability of the business will be high. That means dollar sign. So one of the things that we used to do is the business impact analysis. That if your business is down, how much money that will cost us, that it will be very beneficial to support your use case. Second point is the collaboration on enhancing threat intelligence. By sharing the latest threats that you have discovered in your environment with other people, that means that you are helping to empower and to enable the first line of defense by sharing the threats and the threat intelligence with a lot of platforms. And there is a lot of crowdsourced platforms that they are immediately sharing that this is what happened to me. Please be careful. You need to close ports 1, 2, 3, for example, so on and so forth. The third point is to deploy security orchestration, automation, and response, which is most of the vendors now is going to the SOAR to improve security management. Train cybersecurity analysts to be AI ready. This related to people, that you need to train your people. You need to make a lot of awareness around this topic to make sure that everyone is on board and they can handle the AI algorithm or applications. The last point is ensure the governance layer for AI and cybersecurity to deliver a long-term improvement to your business and to your systems and to your infrastructure. It has to fall under the right governance to make sure that it's becoming all fits in the picture. I'm trying to go fast because we have almost 10 minutes. So again, let me conclude or recap in very simple words that AI essentially involves making computers more able to match or exceed the human intelligence in its various forms by mimicking the human's ability to discover, infer, and reason. So basically, my personal feeling that maybe in 5 years or so, that we're gonna have some robotics, they feel, they have some emotions, they can discuss with you. I don't know, yani, it will be a very interesting period. Is it a marketing buzzword or it's real? I think it's real. It's not marketing buzzwords. As I mentioned in the beginning of my presentation, the artificial intelligence concepts being introduced mid-50s, 1956 almost, and now it's becoming more into hype, and there is a lot of research and development becoming more serious about the usage of AI in different sectors. That you will see that AI, or we saw already that AI is being used in sales, in marketing, sometimes in military they are using it. We have seen a lot of practices that's being implemented. I'm not sure, there is a lot of videos that you can see around this topic. Will AI take over the planet? I hope not, but I don't think so, because AI is becoming to give us more empowerment to businesses, to automate a lot of functions, so people will start working on the real business. So basically, this is from my side. I tried to just shed a light how we are using AI with in cybersecurity arena, and I'm happy to receive your questions.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mohannad, for this interesting topic. I think we have one question from Dr. Samar. Her question is, do you have any paper published in using AI in cybersecurity failure detection and prediction?
AI in cybersecurity. Any paper published? You mean myself or in general? If it's myself, no, I haven't published any paper. If you mean in general, yes, I think there is a lot of papers that we can share with you. If you can just direct message me your email, I will let the team to share it with you, inshallah.
Okay, I think she has another question. She wants to speak direct with you. Hold on, please. Dr. Samar?
Yes, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you, Mr. Mohannad. It was very informative presentation. Yeah, I meant your paper, but I mean any paper. I will message you if you have any paper related using artificial intelligence and detection and prediction of this cybersecurity failure. I have another question, please. You mentioned that we need to train cybersecurity specialists to be AI. Do you think it is easy? I mean, they are very specialized in security. Do you think it is easy to train them to build AI model to detect the failure, if I understood your point correctly? Thank you.
On the applications that it's using AI and cybersecurity, that training people, that it will be the first step. We in CyberX usually that we start always with awareness, that if you make people aware or self-aware about something, this is the first step that you will take them to the next level. Maybe the next level that you start training them. By training, it comes with different forms. Sometimes it's an applied training, sometimes it's a theoretical training. Based on this training, that you will take them step by step towards becoming professional in this area. Is it easy? I don't think so, but we have to start somewhere.
Yeah, I think it's not easy, because even training people to be AI specialists is not easy. How can you bring someone? I think maybe we can train this business analyst, the people who's bridge this gap between technical people and AI people. Maybe they are more capable of doing this. If you agree with me, I'm not sure.
Definitely, yes.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
I think having such an event or conference like that in Arab Emerging Technology, it will give a lot of people the idea how to start in artificial intelligence and machine learning. There is a lot of people, they are willing and they want to take a step towards more to be in depth in AI.
Sure, yeah.
However, such events is very beneficial, to get awareness around the topic. Second, to get these professionals like yourself, doctor, and the esteemed audience, to give us a heads up. How can we be more into when we network together, that we are giving each other a glimpse of everything, which it will give a great awareness about cybersecurity, artificial intelligence, machine learning. I think a lot of topics around this, maybe the Bitcoin, blockchain, there is a lot of topics in emerging technology. So by using AI is becoming a broad terminology that everyone is just dumping the definition with a lot of things. But definitely there is some capabilities. Whoever wants to belong into artificial intelligence, he should know the capabilities need to be in you to have a start on AI.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you.
You're more than welcome.
There is another question, Mr. Mohannad, from Hatem. He said, are there current plans to tackle potential hacks than using quantum computers in the future?
Yes, definitely. Now, quantum computing is becoming a hot topic and a hot discussion in the industry. That people are some organization, they want to offer quantum computing as a service. So that means in quantum computing, if you know that you can put a very complicated password, and in quantum computer they can decrypt it in 5 seconds, sometimes, maybe less. So just imagine if we are having this as a service, so that if it falls under the wrong hands, that they can break any kind of passwords, any kind of security controls. So now it's under regulatory bodies, how they gonna regulate the quantum computing using or usage by maybe countries, maybe some organizations, certain organization, they can use quantum computing. But yes, it's very valid question, because there is a lot of countries, they are start discussing how to offer quantum computing to their people.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Mohannad. It was a pleasure to have you on this conference. Thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you. You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.